Hey, what is happening, gamers? It's Amber here with Gaming's Let's Plays. Hope you guys and gals are all having a great day today. And today we are reacting to the Future Game Show. This should be the last day of Gamescom. People were asking what's going on with Gamescom, and I didn't really know everything that was happening, but yeah, today should be the last day. They're basically doing this recap of everything they did, and a lot of what they did was on the show floor, like, you know, there was tons of booths and of different companies. So maybe we'll get to kind of see a recap of everything that went on all week, and maybe some recaps of some important trailers or announcements maybe that we may have missed because maybe they were announced on Twitter or something and we missed them. So I'm excited. I don't really know. I know people were waiting for Fallout and some other things, so thanks for the kind words, Granddaddy Otaku and Sweet the Cat and everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Hi, Billy. Hi, Zach. Hello, Sweet the Cat. Hi, Granddaddy Otaku, JTV, Lorraine, and Dash Kewing. Hope you guys are all doing great. And, yeah, I hope you guys are excited for, Future Game Show. So this is the last day. This is a Gamescom event which has been going on in Germany for the last week, and yeah, it's been really cool actually. Some of the conferences have not been exciting, Bethesda, but other than that, like some of the honestly like the Xbox, they blew it out of the park as usual. It seems like Xbox usually brings their A game to Gamescom. Thank goodness they come to Gamescom because we don't have PlayStation or Nintendo here. And then you have like an indie showcase. We had a, well, we watched on this channel the World of Warcraft showcase for reasons. And then they had another Xbox showcase, but I was working that morning. So I think, yes, last year I think they had at least 3 days of Xbox, but this year I think there were just 2, but I could be wrong, but yeah, so it was pretty fun. I enjoyed streaming it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching some of the announcements. Obviously the biggest announcement I feel from that affects our channel is the Lego Batman 4 announcement, but there were also some other great announcements like Ninja Gaiden, the Silent Hill F, Call of Duty, the newest Call of Duty game. I don't remember what it's called. You had the next Black Myth Wukong game, and then you had Yotei, the Ghost of Yotei, and there was some other really cool Way of the Sword Onimusha looked really fun, and the Sonic Crossworlds. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that game looked really fun. They had a trailer for that. So they had some really great trailers. So yeah, so I'm excited to see what they're gonna talk about. I actually have no idea. So I guess we'll find out together. Oh, hey, Later Gator. Hi, everyone. And Zelda's ready to react with her cute little face. Ah, that's right. Later Gator says Call of Duty Black Ops some number. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I didn't really see a ton about Sonic. You would have thought they would have talked more about Sonic, but I guess they'll talk about it later in the year. So we're actually watching this in real time for once, guys. Well, no, I watched a couple of these in real time. I was just late on a few of them. Well, we got 2 minutes to go. Oh, this next weekend is Labor Day weekend. I can play it all next weekend. Awesome, that's really cool. Having an open network test next weekend. Okay, thanks, Later Gator. So I tried a new, like, they had a salad. Hi, Juan. So they have like a salad. It said like Asian Caesar salad, like salad kit, when I went to get a few groceries. So I tried it out. It apparently had sriracha in it, which is, you know, extremely like spicy hot sauce. And yeah, it was a lot spicier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm probably never gonna have that salad again, but it was all right. Later Gator says he's excited for Sonic. Yep, what games are they gonna show this time, says Lorray? We'll find out. My cats are like, this better be good. I was gonna give them fancy cat food, but I just gave them whatever I had. So I was like, oh, I have to show this game show off. Yep, so this should be the last day. I mean, it says online it's the last day of Gamescom. Yep, hi OH, hi Billy, hi Granddaddy Otaku says I might be back, driving home and stopping by Dunkin' to get coffee. Okay, Granddaddy Otaku.
Hello everyone and welcome to FGS Best of Gamescom. My name is Jules Gill and the rest of the FGS team is scurrying around the show floor as we speak to bring you some exclusive content that you'll see over the next hour or so. I'm talking hands-on time with games that you desperately want to play like Silksong and Lego Batman, as well as games that you just need to know more about. And we've got exclusive developer interviews and some secret and special content planned along the way as well. In fact, why don't we kick things off with something very special indeed.
One of the biggest talking points at this year's Gamescom was, of course, Resident Evil Requiem. The 15 to 20 minute demo, depending on how much time you spend noping out and standing in the safety of the opening room, begins with new protagonist Grace Ashcroft strapped to a hospital bed upside down and clearly not here of her own free will. Grace is a new character in the Resident Evil franchise, and unlike Leon Kennedy, Jill Valentine or Ethan Winters, approaches the situations she finds herself in with a sense of trepidation. She's cautious and, thanks to her work as an FBI agent, leans on her skills of deduction and analysis rather than weapon handling. She can even trip and fall while running in certain panicked situations, if you're playing in third person, which definitely helps give you the feeling that you, as a player, and Grace are both feeling the same things as you play through. And that feeling is terrified. Continuing out of the room you wake up in and through the only open door, you move into the hospital corridors in a search of a way out. It's here that the graphic fidelity really shines. This footage is captured on PlayStation 5 and the lighting and atmosphere is the best I've seen in a game in this generation. The sound design is also on point, from Grace's breathing to the dull hum of the hospital strip lights struggling to spark into life after you flick the switch.
Well, this does look really scary.
Soon I'm presented with the first classic Resident Evil puzzle, a locked door that needs a key. Finding this key and opening the door will get you a lighter, which Grace can use to navigate through the pitch black rooms of the hospital.
So this is neat. We're going to see some of the demos that people were able to play in Germany if you were there.
Without
So this
the lighter,
is kind of cool.
you can't see anything, which plays into what I think is one of the key mechanics in the game, light versus dark, both metaphorically and in the very real sense. Creeping around another room to find the next item, a screwdriver, I get a first look at the game's monster. Much like Resi 3's Nemesis, this creature is big, slow, and ever-present, in this section of the game at least. But unlike Nemesis, it has a serious weakness: light. Disappearing into the ceiling, you're left alone to complete the puzzle, but with the feeling that the monster could return at any time. You can even hear it from time to time stomping around the floor above. But it's the sections where it all goes quiet that the tension really ramps up, because you know it's just waiting for the right moment to burst through a door or drop down through a hole. The demo ends with Grace escaping into another part of the hospital with the monster
so
in hot
creepy.
pursuit. It's not going to be the last time we see these two running around dark corridors together, that's for sure. And it wasn't mine either. I instantly went back to play it all again in third person. An option you can choose at any point in the game by accessing the menu and changing the camera setting. I guess it just means I'll be playing the game through twice when it launches on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on February the 27th, 2026.
February 27th, 2026.
That was Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Up next, Nathan is going to summarise everything that you potentially missed in opening night live in just 2 minutes.
Gamescom 2025's opening night live, hosted by Sir Jeff of Keighley, kicked off with a world premiere of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, unveiling a campaign, co-op story mode and a fresh PvE endgame mode. It's slated for release on November 14th. Capcom followed with a chilling new look at Resident Evil 9 Requiem, where a phone call leads to a power cut, which leads to a robed man recreating his favourite moment from Manhunt. Oh, we're gonna get demonetised. Blood that. Thank you. Not long to wait until this entry launches though. It comes out on the 27th of February next year. Onimusha Way of the Sword gave us another look at the revived samurai
this
style
game looks really
strategic
cool,
combat, and Hollow Knight
that's
Silksong
right.
was once again delayed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. 2025 release date was confirmed, and we were treated to some new footage, so it's all good. Other standouts included Silent Hill F, Ninja Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2, Ghost of Yotei confirming a return of its co-op Legends multiplayer mode, and the reveal of a brand new game from the creator of Monkey Island, Death by Scrolling. Fallout Season 2 also teased its return, this time featuring New Vegas and a Death Claw. Finally! But of course, Jeff always has one more thing up his sleeve, and this time it was a cinematic surprise in the form of a new Black Myth game to follow up 2024's Black Myth Wukong. Arguably the biggest surprise of the night though was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, an evolution of the series similar to the recent Skywalker saga that features an open world Gotham, an Arkham style combat overhaul, and a story that's set to incorporate key moments of Batman's cinematic history. Coming in 2026, it looks set to scratch that Arkham itch that your doctor says isn't a real medical condition. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. But I tell you what, why don't we just cut to the chase and give you a hands-on with this bad boy. I'll pass over now to myself, live at the scene of the crime. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight mixes the usual LEGO chaos with mechanics clearly inspired by the Arkham games, but the aspect of the game that really shines like a bat signal in the sky is the deep love for Batman's history. So I could tell you what I thought of this game, right, but who cares? I liked it, it's really good, you should play it. How about instead I take you on a tour of some of the best Batman references I spotted. You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
The first thing I got to play was a section set in the open world of Gotham City, and what a beauty it was. Billboards for action news were plastered across buildings, identical to the ones in Batman 89. You can even see Vicky Vale and Alexander Knox are set to host GBC News, so we might see some more of them in the game too. On one rooftop I stumbled across a collectible rubber duck, which I'm pretty sure is a nod to the Penguin and his Duckmobile thing from Batman Returns. Speaking of Oswald Cobblepot, I also spotted a campaign poster that looked awfully similar to his Mayor Penguin posters. Then during a street fight I noticed posters warning of a cat burglar, hyping up Harvey Dent, promoting a quiz night hosted by everyone's least favourite trophy enthusiast, and even one poster advertising the services of a rat catcher.
Rat catcher, interesting.
Yeah, you remember that guy? Then as the camera whipped round, I caught a quick glance at some graffiti referencing the Court of Owls.
Court
the
of
shadowy
Owls.
organisation who rule Gotham from the shadows and send the undead
many
talons to do their
references.
bidding. The next part of the demo though saw Batman and Gordon infiltrating Ace Chemicals to shut down the Red Hood gang, who were cooking up a new toxin to terrorise Gotham with. While the Red Hood has been a staple of Batman lore for a long time now, the Red Hood gang as a concept, and their leader being Red Hood 1, comes directly from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Zero Year, where the duo reimagined Batman's origin for the New 52 era. When Red Hood showed off his toxin, it was in a bottle labelled STYX, the laugh-inducing chemical favoured by Jack Nicholson's Joker.
With a new secret ingredient. Smiling.
What is this?
So
Then
it's
the
from
demo's explosive finale leaned heavily
Jack
into
Nicholson's
Batman
Joker.
89, recreating several iconic lines and visuals in glorious Lego form.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
But my absolute favourite deep cut, well, had to be this one. I accidentally knocked a Red Hood goon into a chemical vat, and he yelled,
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
exactly like the panicked bank guard at the beginning of Batman Forever.
Oh no! It's boiling!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
They took the line
It's
right from the
boiling
movie. Oh my
acid.
god.
So there you have it, a deep dive into the Easter eggs of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Trust me, this game is shaping up to be more fun than a back credit card with no spending on it. And you can enjoy it when it releases in 2026.
That was great.
That was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Up next, we are speaking to the one, the only, the legendary Randy Pitchford about Borderlands 4.
I'm Randy Pitchford. I am the founder of the Gearbox Entertainment Company, and I'm working on Borderlands 4. Borderlands, if you haven't heard about it, is fun. It's just, we sometimes don't care about the rules. We just care about joy, entertainment, surprise, delight, and just fun. And it's a shooter looter. And it's not just a shooter looter. We created the genre. And if you don't know what that is, it's sort of a blend between a first-person
so we just
shooter
had,
and a
a lot of
role-playing
information
game,
about
where
Lego
it's fun in
Batman,
the
just
moment-to-moment, aiming and
Court of
dodging
Owls
and shooting and
reference,
knocking targets
Ratcatcher
down. But
reference.
it's also fun in the long term, collecting loot, leveling up, becoming more
lines from
powerful,
the
developing
Jack
skills
Nicholson
and capabilities,
and
and
Keaton
getting to become a
movies.
god in this world that we're in.
Really cool. So, yeah, a little
So
bit,
Borderlands
a
is the
little
king of
tidbit
the looter
information
shooters.
there.
But Borderlands 4 is really special. Not only have we gotten really good at making Borderlands games because we've been doing it for so long, making this, in my opinion, the greatest Borderlands game we've ever made, it's also kind of fresh. It does not depend upon any prior Borderlands experience. You see Borderlands 4 and you think, oh, do I have to catch up on the story? Absolutely not. Borderlands 4 takes place in an entirely new planet with entirely new characters. If you've played a Borderlands game, you will find the connection. You will feel familiar, you'll feel comfortable, but you'll also feel the connection with the story. But if you've never played a Borderlands game before, it's the perfect jumping off point. Because it is a new setting, a new storyline, and new characters. I know for a fact that whenever we've made a numbered sequel for Borderlands, we get about 30% of our players are joining us for the first time. And so we knew that going into it. So we made Borderlands 4 to be the most inviting version of a new Borderlands game for new people.
Heard you were rounding up some vault hunters.
Honestly, the Borderlands games always look kind of
Reporting
fun
for
because they were
duty,
so
boss.
colorful, but
With
I guess
each
they're kind of violent.
game, we push boundaries, and we can see those times we've gone too far. Sometimes it's in a game mechanic, sometimes it's in a story decision or a tone decision. The fact that we're now in our 4th iteration means we've seen the extents.
Well,
we've
they did
seen
the biggest,
boundaries. We've seen when we push the
game,
pendulum too far in one direction, too
reveals
far in
right
the
at the
other direction,
beginning,
and we know
Resident
where the
Evil and
bullseye
Lego
is.
Batman.
And that's, I think, to the benefit of all the gamers. One of the coolest things about Borderlands 4 is, I think technology, both our software technology and the hardware technology, has finally caught up to our ambition. In all of the previous Borderlands games, we've been constrained with load times. In Borderlands 4, the entire world is seamless. There's no load times. You can see a massive world and you can explore that world and you don't have to wait. With that comes all kinds of new design for environments, methods of traversal for getting around these different kinds of locations. Not only does it make the game feel more natural from what it always should have been, it led us to evolve design in mobility. When you digistruct in one of your personal vehicles and you hop on that thing and you're hauling ass across the world for miles and miles and miles without a load load time, you just feel awesome. The fact that you can feel that freedom and that joy, it's just a beautiful thing. And that's kind of what drives us. That's why we love pushing boundaries, and why I'm so grateful that technology finally is caught up to the ambition of Borderlands. Borderlands 4 is launching soon on September 12th. We're coming to Xbox, we're coming to PlayStation, we're coming to Windows PC, and not long after, we're also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It's very, very exciting. Jump in, wish list now, pre-order now, get it. There's lots of goodies for you if you pre-order, so jump in.
Thank you very much to Randy Pitchford for that amazing interview. Next up, we're about to go on stage and play Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Place your bets on how badly you think I'll do.
Sonic Racing, here we go!
So I'm just going to say it. It's time we stopped pretending that Sonic racing games aren't top-tier contenders. All-Star Racing Transformed was an utter banger, and Crossworlds really does carry over that same vibe and confident swagger. With blistering visuals and a whip-like speed, Crossworlds is a blast to play, especially on a stage that is as grand as this. Here we are on the Sonic Racing Crossworlds booth here at Gamescom, and we are about to play it live in front of this massive stage. It's going to be absolutely epic. Who do you think's going to win? It's going to be me. Got my big socks on. I've got my big socks on, mate. I'm going to win. Plus, the level designs are absolutely brilliant. Stages can be altered by passing through track switch portals, which can turn a race through an ancient kingdom into a scramble across pools of lava while dragons blast you with fire. Power-ups are equally varied and feel hilarious or hilariously spiteful to use. Shredding an opponent with a buzzsaw or using a black hole to steal their coins is the type of mustache-twirling evil that even Dr. Robotnik would be proud of. I want to thank Sega for this wonderful opportunity to play and win. It's quite nice to win.
I don't want to talk about it. Get that camera back here.
Plus, there were so many vehicles to customize and choose from, and a roster of races bigger than most fighting games, so it means that this is a content goldmine that is just waiting to be explored. And yeah, I did come third. I don't want to talk about it.
Oops, came third. Oh, they recreated the little boxes at the end that you stand on. Uh-oh.
I'm Aaron. I work at Luna Software, and I'm an artist and designer working on a game called Routine. Routine is a 1980s vision of the future. It's a sci-fi horror game set on our moon. It's all about atmosphere, making people susceptible to any type of fear and scary thing we want to play with. And there's a lot of analog
I agree,
love
Granddaddy
and
Otaku.
appreciation
That guy
in it,
was
from
able to
CRTs
focus on
to
the
just
game,
the grime of things,
give information,
the
but
weight
still
and
have
tactile
fun
nature
doing
of
it.
hardware and stuff like that.
Which is not what we saw with the Bethesda conference at all. It was super boring.
So I grew up basically next to a VHS store. As a kid, I basically had full access to horror, all the horror I want. So I was watching Alien, 2001, all that stuff, right? And the thing that really stuck with me was the tone and the atmosphere and just being lost in those worlds. And fast forward many, many years, I just really wanted to get stuck in. The moon was a very curious setting for me. I was just wanted to see what it'd be like to explore that area as if it was, a piece of media from the 80s and what they thought the future would look like. So the player is a software engineer. They arrive on the moon base
This
to
has a really
essentially
cool feel to
fix a anomaly with the moon base's automated security network. When they arrive, people aren't really there to greet him, and you essentially look around,
So he's a
explore,
software
and uncover
engineer.
kind of like the very recent events that just happened, and try to figure out what the connection is between the issue that you've come to solve and why no one's there.
And then he arrives, or they arrive and there's nobody there.
You have a tool, which is a multi-purpose tool. We didn't want to create lots of different tools like weapons that had one function. It was the idea of creating a piece of hardware that felt like a piece of hardware. It would help you solve puzzles. It will help save your data as you progress, or you'd have to find in-world projections that you connect your cat to, which is what the name of the tool is called. So it's called a CAT, and it stands for Cosmonaut Assistance Tool. With that, you can connect to projectors in the world, which display your PDA. So you can see tasks, you can save your data, and so on. It can help defend yourself a little bit as well. So the CAT is definitely something that you have to manage, like a lot of hardware from the 80s. Things like batteries, different value depending on which function you're using. task like with the defense will take a lot more battery, some not as much for like maybe puzzle
Oh, wow,
solving. You
that's
can
so
find batteries
interesting.
scattered throughout the world. As you've seen on the
Change
cat,
the
it features a
batteries.
CRT. The CRT can be affected by like a magnetic field, for instance, and it will mess up the distortion and the convergence of things on the screen. So it's kind of like an environment hazard without hurting the player. The next thing I would say is the AI and how the player can kind of interact with them. So horror generally can be
definitely
split in two
Granddaddy
ways. You
Otaku,
have
I
horror
agree
that
with
is
that.
more focused on combat, and horror that is strictly just there's no combat. It's more
like forced
psychological.
jokes that
we
aren't
kind of fit
that
in the middle a
funny
little bit.
versus
Defense
just
with
naturally
the
being
cat is
funny
kind of
and
an option,
entertaining,
but it won't
just
give you a lot of power. It
naturally.
will help you evade, help you survive, but it's definitely not a weapon that you're gonna
Yeah,
cause
like
destruction
this,
with.
I'm not
that's for
even
sure.
probably gonna play this game, but this guy's making this game look interesting. I'm actually curious about this game.
Probably seen a few
exactly.
times in the trailer. There's a robotic threat.
'Cause
That
I like
is the one we're very
sci-fi
happy
and,
showing, and it's intimidating.
like
It's got some
80s
really interesting
sci-fi,
capabilities.
futuristic
In the
stuff.
latest trailer, we essentially hint at
Like
something
creepy, cool.
that may be a little bit more intimidating as the game goes on, and I won't say too much more.
Like
but it's
thriller.
definitely
I don't
something
really watch
that we're
horrors, but
keeping
I
a
do
bit
like
closer.
thrillers.
So Routine is going to be releasing on Steam and all Xbox platforms and Game Pass later this year.
Next up, we are off to an undisclosed location to talk about the mysterious new project from Zaum Studios. That's right, it's time to talk about Zero Parades.
Brilliant. Relentless.
This is a very exciting time at our studio. We just announced Zero Parades, our new game at opening night live. Zero Parades is an espionage CRPG that takes heavy inspiration from both espionage fiction and weird sci-fi.
Yeah,
so
it's nice to see people
a
into their
highly
games.
paranoia-drenched
Or
experience where
Instead
you
of just
get
doing
to
it for a job. Like,
experience
well, I'm here, I was paid
metaphysical
to
horror
talk about this
and
game,
miracles.
and this is the game.
The protagonist of Zero Parades is a spy named Herschel. Herschel, at the end of the day, is not a pleasant person to be around. She's brilliant in her own way, but also deeply flawed, deeply weird, has her strange obsessions that kind of contradict whatever it is that she needs to accomplish as a spy in theater. All of the people in her life that have placed their trust in her have been burnt painfully and traumatically.
Oh, wow.
And Herschel as well. You know, she's a deeply traumatized individual. What happens if the very people that you need to pull off your mission are the ones that you betrayed so horrendously in the recent past that they're either dead or completely unwilling to even
Oh my
speak with you?
gosh.
What happens if
That's
those are the
interesting.
people you're gonna need? We define ourselves as a narrative first studio. You know, we're not in the business of making platformers or action games or strategy games. It just makes sense for us to kind of put story first and do what we know. So the story comes first and foremost, and cannot wait to share the story with the players. Thank you for being curious and excited about Zero Parades. Wishlist now on Steam is what the cool kids would say, I guess.
Zero Parades. Wow, I'm a little bit intrigued about that.
I, for one, cannot wait for this game to come out, and I love the fact that failure will allow me to carry forward in life rather than stopping me dead in my tracks, as it normally does. Up next, we're about to go back in time and catch up with all the things you may have missed from the Future Games show at Gamescom. Hot on the heels of opening night live, the Future Games show at Gamescom showcase exploded onto the scene, hosted by none other than David Hayter and Maggie Robertson, perhaps better known to many as Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid and Lady Dimitrescu from
Oh, she
Resident
plays
Evil
Lady
Village. And while they
Dimitrescu.
both looked absolutely stunning, so too did the show's first world premiere, Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which is launching in 2026. Den of Wolves, a sci-fi heist experience made by the creator of Payday and Payday 2, made an attempt to steal the show shortly after, with its incredible style, impressive amount of prep work that teams can take part in, and some absolutely wild gunplay. And you can check out the full new trailer on the FGS YouTube channel. And also looking to put their money where their mouth is were the creators of Skate, who talked about the heart and soul of this outstanding return to the franchise.
We are light years ahead of where we were in the previous games, and now you can climb, and now you can swing, and now you can combine all of these systems together, and the depth of the skating is better and bigger than it's ever been.
The world premiere of 1348 Ex Voto caused waves thanks to its intense action and superb voice acting, as did its now much anticipated release date of 2026. And speaking of anticipation, there's probably no hotter game on the horizon than Resident Evil Requiem. And in our interview with the team at Capcom, we got to see more of what horrors lurk in the dark for this hugely exciting mainline entry into the Resident Evil franchise, which also drops in February 2026.
待ち受けています。サバイバルホラーというゲームの性質上、グレースが立ち向かうクリーチャーの正体をここでお話しすることはできませんが、未知の脅威から生き残るゲーム体験を楽しんでいただけると嬉しいです。
Infected.
Hell as Us gave us more to chew on thanks to its story-focused trailer, as did People Can Fly, who dropped a new release date for their upcoming survival and crafting title Lost Rift. You too can explore the unknown on September the 25th, later this year. Clowns, Dreams and Guns, not just the name of my new rap album, but also the strange themes explored in upcoming existentialist shooter Dreams of Another. And then the oddity ramped up even further with Pizza Bandit, an intense action game in which you look to claim bounties, defeat monsters, and perfect recipes as you jump through different realities and timelines. Yes, I would like to make a strange reservation, please.
But all right.
Yeah, the one that...
Saying that,
some of those looked kind of interesting, like especially the sci-fi one
house shown
on the
off
moon
in
looked
Servant
really
of
cool.
the Lake. Another showcase world premiere whose cutesy graphics were hiding a horror lurking within this
But
mysterious
the other one
estate.
that guy was talking about
Now,
was
when
interesting
BPM
too,
Bit
the
Crushed was shown off,
spy
I did a
one.
dance of happiness that my doctor has said never to do again. But can you blame me? The hit shooter in which you can only shoot and reload on the beat got given a new art style, added roguelike features, and keeps the cutest mascot ever? Plus, you can use your own music now. This game is not ready for my unhealthy love of grindcore. And also hitting the high notes was Hotel Barcelona, the newest project from both Suda51 and Swery, aka the minds behind Deadly Premonition and No More Heroes. As you might expect, the footage was unhinged, off the wall, and immediately went straight onto my wish list. Plus, by the way, stick around because we're later chatting to the one and only Suda51.
What the are you doing? Can't you see I'm working here?
Later on in the show, making his triumphant return was STYX, who thanks to a new gameplay trailer showed off what this foul-mouthed goblin can really do in STYX Blades of Greed. This stealth action title with a liberal dose of magic and mind controlling is coming to consoles and PC in fall 2025. Now, if you ever wished your aerial dogfights had more literal dogs in them, then you must have loved seeing WildBlue, a title that pays homage to the likes of Star Fox with a huge dose of 90s early morning TV charm. And if you wanted your bounty hunting to have more howdy partner, then you'd have been blown away by Bounty Star. Here you build and maintain a mech suit in the wildest of western settings, slinging guns and ticking off names on your revenge bucket list.
There you are. All better.
With its stunning graphics and intriguing approach to hacking and puzzle solving, Pragmata caught the world's attention when it was originally announced, so we were thrilled to chat with the team from Capcom on its development, its characters, and even a few teasers of future content.
One of the standout features of Pragmata is the combat system, in which both of our protagonists must work together. Diana can hack enemies, which opens up their armor. Hugh can then come in with his arsenal of various weapons to shoot at their now exposed weak spots.
Now, as sad as it was to see the show come to a conclusion, there was of course one more huge reveal, and we just need to talk about how amazing it was to see the Halloween franchise hit our screens in video game form. The tone, the music, the fact that John Carpenter was directly involved in its making was amazing to see, and the fact that this is both a single and multiplayer experience, well, that's left us screaming for more. Now, if you want to see every game featured on the show, you can head to the FGS Steam page, and when you do so, you can send that Add to Wishlist button into oblivion as you add all these fantastic titles to your lineup. Now back to Nathan on the Gamescom show floor, who's
the Halloween game looks fun.
I'm about to head in there to get a hands-on demo with Lego Voyagers and have a chat with the team behind it, so I tell you what, why don't you come with me?
I think that guy has a Keaton Batman t-shirt on. Or maybe it's a Lego one.
Hi, my name is Carsten Lund. I'm working on Lego Voyages at Lightbrick Studios. I was the creative director on the projects. We're here at Gamescom, hanging out and showing it to the audience. So if you haven't heard about Lego Voyages, it's a co-op game. It's a puzzle platformer. and it's about being a Lego brick, which means that you get to play as a brick,
you're a
humble around
Lego.
the environment, connect to studs wherever they're available, picking up other bricks and building with the bricks. So it's a very unique take on how you play with Lego actually in a digital sense. So getting this close to launch is super exciting. We're so glad to have the audience actually try and play this game, and watching them having fun, laughing and stuff is just it's just a great feeling. We can't wait to show it to everyone and get it out there in the wild. What we are showing at this Gamescom Fun for Players is the introduction to the game and the sort of tutorials and stuff, and I can't wait to get them to actually play further in, where we start twisting the gameplay a little bit and give more interesting puzzles and stuff, and then narrative as well, right? There's gonna be a story about these two friends. They're just bricks hanging out, you know, and having fun and being friends, and they really want to become astronauts, which a lot of bricks actually dream about being astronauts. Yeah, so if you love playing co-op games,
a lot
with
of
a friend
bricks
or with a
dream
parent
about
or with a
becoming
child, this game is
astronauts.
totally for you. And if you love playing with bricks, just like you remember it
That's
as a
funny.
kid, on the floor, placing them, this game is definitely also a thing to try. So Lego Voyages coming out September 15th on all consoles and PC. And if you have a friend
Need
and
a
you already
Lego.
bought the game, the friend can download the Friends Pass, so you get to play with only one copy. So go and wish this now. I can't wait for you guys to play.
The true Legos are the friends we make.
Thank
along
you
the
very
way.
much to the
That's
developers
right.
over at Lego Voyages
You
for
are
that
the Lego.
lovely
That's right,
chat.
Later
Up
Gators and
next,
Granddaddy
Amy has
Papa.
played Hollow Knight Silksong, and she is absolutely positively desperate to tell you everything about it.
I'm acutely aware that a lot of people would sell their nan to play Hollow Knight Silksong, and so I've memorised every microscopic inch of what I played at the Xbox booth to spill the tea, or rather the juicy bug guts on what you can expect. First of all, we don't have exact B-roll for the demo I played, so everything you're seeing here is a combination of existing footage designed to illustrate my experience as accurately as we can. The demo was divided into two sections. The first was the Moss Grotto, a presumably early game location filled with lush vegetation and creeping vines that felt similar in vibe to Green Path in the original game. The enemies I found here were mostly crawling grubs and flying insects that aggressively descended on me like ballsy wasps at a picnic. The first boss I discovered, the Moss Mother, was a slightly larger version of these airborne pests, and didn't give me too much trouble at all. At this early juncture, the platforming trials are also welcomingly simple, but one thing I did notice when leaping about is how much more agile Hornet feels in comparison to the Knight. She can grab onto ledges too, which feels like an inverted trustful, because your brain wants to be like, I can't make that jump. You can, bro, she's got this. Her bind ability uses her threads to heal, and it charges with hits similarly to the first game. In terms of combat, she's equally as nimble, and you can get those needle attacks in there with absolute precision. Sticking them with the pointy end has never felt so graceful, like it's all one big sharp ballet. And if you played the original, you'll remember that Hornet is a pretty tough boss fight, so it does feel oddly empowering to be stepping into the tiny wee boots of something that previously handed your ass to you. My confidence didn't fare as well in the second area though, the deep docks. This is a kind of steampunky, giant mechanical furnace that you descend into, smashing switches, finding keys to release the mechanisms and gates,
Yeah,
and getting
people are a
totally
little
lost
bit
in
too
true
obsessed.
Metroidvania fashion. Where is the flippin' cartographer?
trying to,
I met the Forge daughter,
beg
whose name
people to make
implies
this
she might be
game.
able to do some weapon upgrades later in the game. The enemies here were better armoured and required a little more thought to dispatch. And at one point I got locked in a frightening liminal space with a barrage of them appearing in waves. And then I encountered Lace.
This is gonna be really hard, Tom. I can feel it.
Suddenly, Hornet didn't feel quite as OP, and you're suddenly reminded that the game is in charge here, not you. Lace was lightning fast, with one particular combo that felt like a 2D version of Melania's dreaded waterfowl dance from Elden Ring. I had a couple of goes and felt like I'd bench pressed enough muscle memory to definitely have her on my third go, but you know, there were a lot of people queuing and I didn't want to be that guy. You know, you can't hog the most wishlisted game on Steam right now, can you? That's a proper jerk move. I'm just being considerate, yeah. Anyway, Team Cherry's engrossing Metroidvania experience has got its little insectoid pincers in me once again, and I can't wait to dive back in.
That was Silksong,
cute.
and obviously it looks utterly amazing, and you don't even have to wait that long to play it for yourselves because it's out in just 2 weeks. Up next, we're going over to Active Matter to get the lowdown on this upcoming first-person shooter.
Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian Thomas and I'm one of the lead community managers of Active Matter.
Active Matter?
Picture this, you're a lone operative sifting through the ruins of a world that was shattered by a quantum catastrophe. Mind-bending anomalies will twist gravity and space topology right before your very eyes. Dozens of players equipped with authentic modern weapons and military gear will clash over the sources of the substance that is known as active matter. The creatures you'll face have also been utterly consumed by the same substance. They can now dash, they can explode, they can fly, they can crawl, they can do all sorts of things, even wait for your lapse in judgment by standing still. Even your fellow operatives, though, aren't safe, because overexposure to that same substance can turn them into the very monsters that you're hunting. Active matter is set in a world that bends the laws of physics, but maintains the laws of ballistics. You'll wield real-world weapons, tactics, and gear, but apply them in places where gravity flips sideways, where bushes don't always stay still, and where enemies from other timelines will lurk inside the abandoned secret laboratories you'll find in your raids. My favorite part about active matter would have to be the ability to hard flank the enemy. And I'm not just talking about ordinary, typical, or standard flanking as you might expect. No. I'm talking about using strategies you simply don't see in other games. A new definition of flanking is created by active matter. No, the enemies are not just around the corner or popping out from behind you as standard flanking might imply. They're clutching on the side of the wall like a spider, or upside down on the ceiling, or tilted at some crazy 45-degree angle to get the perfect, but normally impossible, sightline on you. Experiments with the gravity anomalies, portals, and so much more you'll find to get to these hard-to-reach areas like the underside of a damn floating cargo ship. You can make it so you have a shot anywhere they try to hide, and they would never see it coming. It's multi-dimensional combat at its finest. Active matter is set in a shattered multiverse, where different timelines, parallel worlds are actually a core part of the gameplay and the story here. You'll see exactly what I mean when you try out the game
a lot of
yourself.
shooters, so
Do it alone or squad up. Play PvP, PvE, or even PvPvE gamers. Active Matter is a hardcore military shooter designed to challenge you, and also leave you craving a lot more, as it has done with me. Active Matter is already available for pre-order on PC for the closed version, which will be released on September 9th. This closed version is only available via the Gaijin store, but the Steam and console versions of the game will arrive in 2026. You can add the game to your Steam wishlist and wait, or purchase one of the editions and play earlier via the Gaijin store.
Alright, September 9th, I think they said.
Look, I can't lie to you, being at Gamescom is maybe the highlight of my life. Even better than that time I won the Nobel Peace Prize. But I want you to feel like you've been to Gamescom, but without all the bad stuff, you know, without the feeling of shame and paying $6 for a Diet Coke. I just want you to experience the best of the best. So that's what this is.
This is the
I,
last day
Nathan
of
Byrne,
Gamescom.
your humble presenter, have gone around all of Gamescom slapping stickers on the stuff that is the best. This is the best of Gamescom. That's for you. For one of the best things.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, they
Thank
gave
you
away
very
some
much.
best,
You are welcome.
best
No worries.
cosplays. Oh, that's cute.
Right here, Josh. Get in on the head. And I'd love to give the Baby Yoda one.
Oh, they gave them some stickers. Oh, that's cute.
You can't put it on the armor because it will take the paint off. So you're just holding it. Thanks so much.
How many people do you think kept the stickers and how many do you think threw them away the second you
Oh, I think everyone immediately threw them away.
Wow. The best nose. The SpongeBob. Best NPC on a poster.
Best of. Well done, Batman.
Best cuddler. Aww. Best realistic nose. There we go. Realistic nose.
The most realistically rendered nose I've ever seen, so I give that best of.
Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid.
What a game. What a game. Can't be Metal Gear Solid 3. It's the best.
Do you hear me, Snake?
Best machinery. John Deere tractor. There we go.
You come to Gamescom, you want to see a piece of machinery that can plough a field in 0 to 60 seconds. This bad boy's doing it.
Best worm, that's big.
I give all of these to Batman. No, I've given all of them to Batman, Josh. Look, did you watch Jeff's show? Batman was amazing.
It was easily the best thing in the show.
You can't stop. I'm gonna give all of them to the big Batman because Batman. For some reason, SpongeBob's nose doesn't have the award on it anymore, so we're going back in. His nose. Boom.
Wow.
Best nose at Gamescom. Well done, SpongeBob.
Best mustard.
Great job. Best of Gamescom.
Oh, they're in like a
Best
live
face hugger
action
of
like
Gamescom. Well done.
thing where they had to act like they were being attacked. Oh my god.
Okay, so to give you a bit of context here, myself and Josh
He just
from the
put it on that
FGS
guy's
team
shirt.
queued for roughly 10 minutes to get into this Stranger Things haunted house experience.
Oh no.
So we get in and it's spooky and there's a big demogorgon and then...
So funny. Best carriage of Gamescom. Yeah, this on there. Best of. So everyone knows. Everyone knows. Best of Gamescom. Servant of the Light. Look at this. Thank you so much. This is actually how I'm getting home. They're sending me back to Scotland in this, so. Do we press go? How do we move this? I've got to get back to Scotland like ASAP. I've got a dentist appointment, so if we could get moving, that would be great.
There you have it, the best of the best
Aww,
of Gamescom.
there's a
So
Lego
hopefully you feel
Batman
like you've been
hat.
now and you didn't even have to wait 20 minutes to use a toilet. Lucky you. Next up, we've got something very special, an interview with the team behind Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Enjoy that.
Best thing, yeah.
Do my eyes deceive me? My name is Maihiro, and I am the director on the Ivalice Chronicles. And then this is Yokoyama-san. She is the co-director of the title. So in the original version, there was a poaching element. So when I played the original version and I experimented with poaching, I felt it was kind of a bit of a hard to understand mechanic. And so after playing through it and feeling this way, I talked to my hero here about that, and I mentioned that to him, and he said, well, why don't you just adjust the feature so it's easier for you to understand? So I went ahead and I put a lot of work into fine-tuning this and making it something that is probably more easy to understand overall.
That's cute.
What do you think makes you so special? Birth.
Oh, this looks really cool.
We fight to end the aristocracy, not to become it. So we've done quite a bit of fine-tuning to the different stats of the character.
Yeah, they're remaking or renewing classics.
And of course, from the original version, we had Final Fantasy VII's Cloud appear as a guest character, and he will be making his return as well.
Yep.
And some people might remember that Cloud was a little hard to use and utilize within your party, but we have made some different tweaks that do improve upon that. And in order to use his special limit abilities, you needed a specific sword. But luckily for the Ivalice Chronicles, when Cloud joins your party, he already has the sword. So I hope that everyone will play and go and discover what is where the original sword was.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
There is a dangerous individual aboard. I have to stop him first.
Granddaddy or
Star Trek
Taco?
Infection is not just a VR game, but it's also something we haven't really seen before.
Oh, did they make
a
it a
survival horror
translator?
set in
Yeah.
the Star Trek
They should have had a
universe. You
female
play as a
translator for
Vulcan
the female
Starfleet
Japanese
officer
developer.
sent on a mission aboard the USS Lumen, but something has gone horribly wrong. There's no crew in sight and an unknown
this
entity has
looks
infested
cool.
the ship. Now it's inside your body, physically
I wish I
mutating
had
you
been at
and unlocking
Gamescom now.
dangerous new abilities at the cost of your sanity.
Starfleet intelligence was right. There's a traitor on board. Maybe there's still a chance to save this ship.
To be fair though, I mean, if I could shoot tendrils out of my hands and zip about like an intergalactic Spider-Man, I'd happily trade my sanity. It
Oh, VR?
wasn't really doing anything for me anyway. There's a whole load of stuff here that Star Trek fans are going to love. You can Vulcan nerve pinch your enemies like an evil masseuse and set your phasers to stun or kill, whichever takes your fancy. Star Trek Infection is coming to Quest 3 later this year with a Steam version to follow soon after.
Fun.
So if you've always dreamed of combining horror, VR and Star Trek, then you can make it so.
Star Trek
Infection. Did that reference make sense? I hope that made sense.
Up next, we're going to speak to the developers over at Reanimal about their visceral-looking title.
I'm Dave Mervick, I'm the narrative director at Sarsha Studios. We're here at Gamescom showing off our demo for Reanimal. Reanimal is about a group of 5 orphans, and you play as 2 of them, these siblings, whose job it is really to get around by boat and on land from the different areas of what was once a nice place, tracking down your old friends, rescuing them, and obviously avoiding the unpleasantries along the way.
New Batman game, but I don't remember if he did or not.
At the core of this whole world and during their backstory is violence, and violence really is seeping through the pores of this game in the music, in the way that we illustrate the world, and in things the kids face. And bit by bit, as you rescue each of your friends, you build up a picture of what it is that's gone on between these kids and why they need to get back together again. These children are actually older than the characters that in our previous games, in Little Nightmares, for example. But there's a balance that we like, because we like to create these quite unpleasant worlds, and Reanimal is a much darker tale. But when you drop kids into the center of this, into a world that doesn't like them very much, there's a nice kind of juxtaposition there. When you've got these kids facing darker themes, then maybe that pushes it a bit too hard, but now we've got multiplayer, then that brings the needle back to that sweet spot that we like to strike without being too charming this time around.
Oh wow. Super dope.
What we've got in the Gamescom demo is from a very early part of the game. It's not from the very beginning, but you've just landed your boat on the shore of this first main location outside a big industrial mill, and your job really is to go towards the danger and try and find your friend, and then make it out past the first main monster of this area that you encounter, called Sniffer.
Check out.
Reanimal for us is the next evolution of our studio. We want people to
like
recognize, what the kind of games that we like to make. We're trying new things, that we're bringing them at a darker world, that they get to play together at last. The camera as well, we've done so much work on the camera so that players feel scared together. It's been one of our guiding lights since the very beginning of the project. The Gamescom demo and the full game of Reanimal is fully playable in single player, couch co-op and online co-op. Reanimal's coming Q1 2026 to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox and Switch 2, so wishlist now.
Oh yes, my friends. Yes, yes, yes. It's time. Now, I've been banging on for years about how much I love the escalators here at Gamescom. No, you have weird hobbies. In fact, I love them so much that I've wrangled together a ton of developers to take part in an interview with a twist. And that twist is that you only have the time it takes to ride one of these escalators here at Gamescom 2025 to tell me everything about your game. This is Escalator Pitch.
This is crazy.
I'm here with Luigi, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about By Sweet Carol. Let's go.
So By Sweet Carol is a 2D animated game completely made by hand, and the game is about Lana Benton looking for her best friend Carol and discovering what happened to her. But in the meantime, Mr. Keane, the villain of the story, is gonna chase her and hunt her down. So it's up to the player to discover what happened.
And when is it out?
Sun. Oh, that's been escalator pitch.
Wow, I wish the people at Bethesda had
Sarah's
to
going
be
to
on
tell you
the
everything you need to know about Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Let's go.
So, have you ever wanted to kill Harry Kim?
Yes.
Now's your chance. So, in our new game, you can slip into the role of Catherine Janeway.
Okay.
And manage Voyager and its crew yourself. And you can make different decisions than she made back then.
So you can reshape the story of Voyager?
Yes, you can.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it will be out on console and PC soon.
That's
Wish
been
list it
escalated.
now.
I'm here with Saffron, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Cappy Castaway.
Cappy Castaway is an adorable capybara adventure game where you play as a capybara and a crow that have been washed away to a mysterious island after a flood. There are lots of mysterious animals that you can meet, and you can make soup in our new demo. You can wish list it right now on Steam, and it's coming out in 2026.
I hope you won't mind me saying, that sounds super. But that has also been escalator pitch. Yes, I said it. I'm here with David, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Silica. Let's go.
Silica is a sci-fi game where we are combining two genres together, real-time strategy and first-person action shooter. You fight over the planet of Baltarus against aliens or against humans if you are an alien.
Ooh, amazing stuff. And when can people expect to play it?
Well, they can already play it. It's out in early access and you can check it out on Steam.
Perfect, that's been escalator pitch. I'm here with Thibaut, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Eversiege. Let's go.
So in Eversiege, you play this badass armor to liberate Bastion, and for that we mix together well-known genres, the level action of MOBA, the management of RTS, and the replayability of roguelites.
That sounds amazing. And when can people get their hands on it?
We should be in early access end of this year.
Amazing stuff. That has been escalator pitch. I'm here with Luke, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about World of Tanks Heat. Let's go, baby.
World of Tanks Heat is hero shooter meets tank action. You select your agent, customize your tank, and then take it into fast-paced 10v10 battles in familiar game modes like Domination, Conquest, or Kill Confirmed. Wish this us now and get ready for a World of Tanks you've never seen before.
That sounds amazing, and that, my friends, has been escalator pitch. I'm here with Luca, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Bloodgrounds. Let's go.
Bloodgrounds is a gladiator turn-based tactical game. It has city management and team management. It's based on the Heroes of Might and Magic and all the great strategy games. Yeah, it's set in a Roman Empire with a fantasy twist, and please play the demo and wishlist. Yeah.
And it's out this year. That was escalator pitch. I'm here with Mac, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Last Flag. Let's go.
Last Flag is the first ever real capture the flag shooter where you can hide the flag anywhere on the map with your team of 5, find the enemy flag, bring it back to your home base, defend it for 1 minute to win it, all while capturing radar towers to help you by eliminating search areas on the map.
Amazing.
And you can play it free next week on Steam, Last Flag.
That's been escalator pitch. I'm here with Eric, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Coins, Crowns, and Cabal. Let's go.
I'm Eric from Magni Games. We're making Coins, Crown, and Cabal. It's an economic, political, and trading online simulation, and you take on the role of a simple merchant as you turn a rundown settlement into a thriving medieval empire.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And when is the game out?
It's out next year, and put it on your wish list.
Amazing stuff. That has been escalator pitch. I'm here with Kurt, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Stormforged. Go!
So, Stormforged is an open-world survival crafting game, and you can imagine it as basically take some French graphic novel, take some anime like Miyazaki, put that together with magical storms that are based on real-world tornadoes, just ripping stuff up, throwing it around, and then mix that together and make it really, really easy to mod.
Ooh, and when's Stormforged coming out?
It's coming out in early 2026.
And that was escalator pitch.
What's up, everyone? I'm Raphael.
This is Andrea.
And we're here to tell you all you need to know about Nine Kings, a game where you have 9 tiles,
99 cards,
999 troops,
9,999 ways to break the game.
And if you buy the game right now, you can help us get to 999,999 copies.
My own
if you do that today, we're going to be eternally grateful. Please take a shot.
Guys, I told you. As good as your game is, you can't steal my microphones.
I'm very sorry.
And that was escalator pitch.
That's funny.
Oh, my kingdom for a set of motorized mechanical stairs. One day, my sweet. Well, while I ride this beauty up to heaven itself, why don't you check out this developer interview with the makers of Anno 117, Pax Romana.
Ooh, this game
So my name is Stefan Jankowski. I'm the executive producer on Anno 117 Pax Romana that we are demoing here at Gamescom. Anno is a franchise that has been running more than 25 years. We are the premier strategy builder game. So it's a game where basically you are developing your city, your empire, your network of connections and tradings, and to become the most impressive empire inside of the world. And with Anno 117 Pax Romana, we are visiting for the first time ancient Rome. Players seems to love it so far. We are super happy. It's a wonderful experience. That's a moment where you connect with your players, and this, as a game maker, this is something that you want to live, basically. So in Anno 117 Pax Romana, for the first time in the series, you will be able to choose the province where you start. So the starting points can be very different. You can start in Latium, so a place inspired by ancient Rome. You can think about the lavender field and the very nice area, something lovely. Or you can go to something a bit more hard, like the Celtic worlds called Albion. So you can imagine very mystic, rainy. So it's going to be a very different mood. And you will start from the get-go where you want to start your province. Also, for the first time, we're going to be releasing on console at launch. So you're going to be on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So it's going to be something also fresh for newcomers. So what we are bringing here at Gamescom for the first time is Albion. That's the new part of the world inside of Anno 117 Pax Romana, inspired by the Celtic world. So you can imagine this misty, very rainy area where you will discover this new province, their inhabitants and their culture, everything that is unique to them, and how you will have to expand your power inside of that region. Is going to be up to you as a governor to see how to develop the Roman Empire in this crazy alien world. So we are super excited to be at Gamescom and for the players to play the game for the first time, but we know not everybody can come to the Gamescom event, so we have a little surprise for them. Starting September the 2nd, on PC, you will be able to download the demo and play for the comfort of your home. It's going to be a limited time demo, so don't wait too long for that. And you will be able to discover our new world for Anno. Anno 117 Pax Romana is releasing on November the 13th this year, 2025, on PC, PS5, and Xbox. You can also wishlist, of course. You can pre-order. It's even better for us, of course. But don't wait, because it's going to come very soon, and we are super eager to see you in the game.
So it's going to be on PlayStation and Xbox.
Just look at this booth, and a huge thank you to the developers of Anno 117 Pax Romana for that wonderful interview. Up next, I had some hands-on time with Cinder City, and here are my thoughts.
Seems really fun. I like the Age of Mythology.
So we managed to play a new game called Cinder City, which you might have seen under the previous game name of Project LLL. It's an MMO tactical shooter where post-apocalyptic Seoul is crawling with zombies and mechs. It's kind of like Call of Duty Zombies meets The Division. You're a father on a mission to find your daughter, and you can do this alone and go full Metal Gear Dad by slapping on a camo suit, turning invisible and sneaking past enemies like the world's most heavily armed chameleon, or you can squad up with up to 3 other players who will definitely not run straight into enemy fire while you're stealthing. So if that fails, then why not hijack a mech? Because, nothing says parental determination like stealing a walking tank or shooting rocket launchers from a bloody helicopter. Oh, and this world isn't just pretty, it is reactive. Procedurally generated content changes based on your situation, meaning no 2 firefights play out exactly the same. And while there are nicely designed zombies to fight, who by the way make the most unnerving sounds,
I don't know if I'd play one.
there's
Oh,
also
creepy.
whatever the fresh hell this thing is. I don't know its name, I don't want to know its name, but it's giving off big Rat King vibes from The Last of Us, so I'm just going to call him Arm King. Oh, and one last thing to remember, young Padawan, while you can pilot the mechs, there's always going to be a bigger mech. Cinder City drops in 2026 for
always a
PC and
bigger
console, so
mech.
get ready to save your daughter, save the world, and possibly punch a mech right in the face.
With a certain set of skills. Cinder City.
If that wasn't enough action for you, we've got a developer interview with the minds behind Phantom Blade Zero.
Hi, Dusty. Phantom Blade Zero.
Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG, something in between a Souls game and Roller Skater or Witcher. But it's like a playable Kung Fu movie, so all the movements are motion captured by real Kung Fu masters. So it's a fantasy world, but it's not like an average Souls game. Many people will mistaken us for a Souls game, but we have very clear narrative and very clear navigation on the map. But it's not linear. It's semi-open. The smaller scale
Had me at Steal a
ARPG.
Tank.
Like one is a Souls game, the other is the hack and slash Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden game. but with very high speed, fast-paced combat, because we all love different ways to fight and different slower or faster. Just like you play in Call of Duty or Battlefield, there are tons of guns you can choose from, right? So you can feel different range and different fighting style with different guns. So that we call it like gun porn or something. Yeah, we would call our game blade porn. We have 30 main weapons and more than 20 secondary weapons. You can pick 2 primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons. So all these 4 combined together to build a set. Soft Snake Sword is my current favorite. In the surface, you feel this is not a very powerful weapon because compared to those huge blades, but actually it's the hardest. Yeah, if you use it in the right way, and it's very elegant. We guide people to explore the map by story. Story is always most important. There are many accessible ways to navigate people around the map. But nowadays, because Souls genre is very influential, it's super complicated, no directions and everything, we even have a hand-drawn map that will guide you to the next port. Because our point is to tell a story, to build an original world. We don't have like quests like help the old nannies to find a cat or unclog the toilet or something like that. Because sometimes we feel modern games, if you pack the game with more side quests, maybe 80% of the quests are not something this hero should do.
I lost myself and clinging long before I transform into one of those things.
There will be some challenge mode. You can fight the boss you have already defeated, but you can also forbid some of your weapons, ban some of your gears and ban some of your accessories. The best scenario will be with only one sword to fight the boss. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero is a new game you'll never see before. So you're welcome to follow our social medias like X, TikTok, and Instagram and YouTube. First day will be on Steam, Epic Game, and PlayStation 5 and 5 Pro. In a normal PlayStation 5, we are targeting 2K on 60 FPS. And for those who has a great PC and also for PlayStation 5 Pro, we have some advanced graphic effect. So stay tuned to our game and keep your eye on us. We will announce the releasing date this year within 2025.
That was Phantom Blade Zero. Up next, we're off to the wild world of PVKK, where the devs have something very special to show us.
Imagine for a second that they made a glossy, high-budget Space Invaders remake, and instead of fighting back alien hordes with one button that goes pew pew pew, you instead had all of these buttons. This is PVKK, where you manually control a massive cannon to fend off an ongoing interplanetary invasion. So it's up to you to manage energy generators, scan the skies for alien vessels, calculate fire trajectories, and then execute precise firing procedures to shoot your enemies out of the sky and keep planet Earth safe and sound. But between the invasions, you of course need to find some time to explore your bunker for secrets and maybe even have a cup of tea. It's called self-care, guys. Try it sometime. Now, in the version you play, those will all be virtual buttons and levers, but because I'm a certified pro gamer who owns 3 copies of Gitaroo Man, I got to play the PVKK demo on this. A real-life recreation of the missile control desk that I could touch with every single one of my disgusting digits. What a demo it was, though. There's genuinely nothing better than a big mad game with a big mad controller made specifically for that big mad game. I was spinning steering wheels, cranking levers, flipping switches, and smashing that launch control harder than a YouTube like button. And I don't want to brag and say that I was like the best at it or amazing or anything, but I did get a literal medal at the end of the demo, which, you know, I feel speaks for itself.
I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank my man here. Thanks so much.
Now, there's no denying that the version of PVKK you play at home is going to be very different to the experience I had, but I've got no doubt that that core gameplay loop of targeting, calibrating, and then shooting your enemies out of the sky is going to be just as addictive as the time I spent with it here at Gamescom. No release date for PVKK yet, but it'll be coming soon to Steam, so keep an eye on your radar and be ready to shoot this one out of the sky. And by shoot it out of the sky, I mean buy it, obviously.
Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
I am here with the marvelous Rosie Caddick from PlayStation Access. Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
We've both played Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater today. What are your thoughts? Because full disclosure, I've never played the original, never played the OG. I know.
Oh, I loved it. Like literally, as soon as I went in there, seeing all of like the graphics being like updated.
Oh my god, the graphics.
Yeah,
you could see the fibers on clothing.
I couldn't stop looking at when he put like his camouflage makeup on his face.
Yes.
I couldn't stop looking at the makeup on his face.
The texture of it.
Like crackled and stuff a little bit.
It's wild.
As you know, makeup or mud, I don't really know how it works.
Oh, the music is really cool.
One thing I was really excited also to see was how they were going to do the new codec calls. And of course with the new character models, I thought it looked really great. You can like flick between perspectives of the characters. Like, you know, when they start off with their face like forward but slightly looking down, and then they can have like to the side.
Side profile,
So literally, every time a new character popped up, I of course went through. I kind
Every
of reached a
single
point.
mugshot.
Yeah. Did you hold R1 to see the first person perspective?
Oh,
in
wow,
cutscenes?
did? Yes, I did.
Done.
Is that
iconic
new?
thing. No, so that is original as well.
Oh, nice,
So
cool.
already, it's kind of like a bit of an iconic thing that when you see it, you're like, oh, like always look at the corner just to see like what the first person perspective looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it did pop up again, of course, I was like, oh, it's back, oh, it's back. I've got to see what it looks like.
God.
These new updated graphics.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
I died a fair bit going in. I was messing around with all kinds of stuff. I got killed by a crocodile a few times, or like an alligator in the mud bit, because you have to like wage your way through.
They can be violent.
I did think I could stab it with a knife, which is kind of on me.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, because they were on about how you should make sure that you feed yourself, right? Otherwise your stamina's going to go down, and you've got to hunt wildlife. And I was like,
you know, there's like snakes.
there's
in the
wildlife.
grass.
There is, yeah, because he is a snake eater. Haha.
I love it. It's like, oh, snake in the grass or crocodile in the mud.
Imagine the
really
meat.
smart.
Imagine the meat on it. That was what I was
Imagine.
thinking. That's going to keep me fed for days.
I really liked how the camouflage bar is now at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Which
I wonder why that changed.
Yeah, so literally, usually it used to be on the top right, but I just saw it pop up in like the center middle of the gameplay, and I was like, oh. But it's kind of like worked for me because since you're running around, Snake is in the middle pretty much of the screen, so it's like kind of all in one nice compact space.
Yeah, subtle UI updates, a brilliantly big graphic update.
This
But
game
more
looks
importantly, just
amazing.
it feels like it's an iconic game that hasn't lost that iconic flavor and that silliness. So yeah, this is the perspective from someone who's pretty much a noob and someone who's played the OG. So what more could you ask for? Thank you so much, Rosie, for joining me today on the Future Game Show. It's lovely to see you as always.
Yeah, I've had a lovely time.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I don't know what's happening.
Up next, we're grinding, sliding, and choosing
don't
a
know
path
what's
of
going
violence
on.
because this is Denture Attack.
Yeah, did they de-age him? 'Cause I thought Solid Snake was older.
I'm Angel Beltran. I'm the producer and tech designer for Undercoders, and we are showing Dense Attack here at Gamescom. Dense Attack in a nutshell is Tony Hawk but with Japanese trains. So you can imagine driving a train, doing these crazy tricks in a Jet Set Radio style.
Oh, it was in Flushing, New York. Awesome people.
It's
That's
a future
so cool.
version
I'm
of
so
Japan
happy for
where there's been a climate disaster and everyone has to live now in these dome cities where air is purified. So basically all the rich people got there, but the rest got left behind outside these dome cities. All the infrastructure of the train railways
I'm
have
always
been abandoned.
confused,
So some gangs
Granddaddy
have taken
Otaku.
over
That's
them
why I
and
try not to
invented
talk
this
a lot on
crazy sport
streams,
called
but
Dense
thank you
Attack.
for encouraging me. I was very kind of you. You encouraged me to talk more.
In the story,
I
you
didn't have my
drive through
voice on
Japan,
it
meeting
at the
all these
beginning,
gangs
so you're
in a
very
shonen
sweet.
style adventure. There are some friends, some rivalries, a bit of both with the same characters and stuff
I'm
like
ver-
that.
I don't
Your main
understand
objective at the beginning is trying to
how
beat
that-
the fastest
I mean,
train in
that
existence,
Metal Gear game
but from
looks
there
really neat,
there
but
are
I don't understand how it
some
fits in.
nice surprises.
This looks interesting. So it's like a Japanese, what do you call it, like Sentai mech thing.
So for the core gameplay, we have two layers. The first layer is just the
Power
basic
Rangers
driving, as we
Megazord.
call it. So you have to move with your train through Japan, going as fast as possible and get it to the end station on time. And on top of that, we have all these stylish layers. So you have to make
You
tricks.
have to
Some
get
of
to
them
the
are based
station on
on
time.
extreme sports games like kick flips, wall rides,
Train
screens, and all that. And then we
Rangers.
have some more
There's the
unique
Sentai
train
Ranger
tricks,
team, Train
such as
Rangers.
double drifting, rail switching, also crazy stuff you've seen in the trailer, like driving a Ferris wheel.
This is insane. It's funny thinking about people being inside of that, going
So
on their
the
way to
reference, of course,
work.
in terms of gameplay, there's Tony Hawk, Jet Set Radio, and those are the games that, for us, define how a trick-based game
I loved all
has
these
to be.
French
So also
accents,
Hi-Fi
my
Rush,
gosh.
Persona 5,
I
and
cannot get
outside
enough
games,
of this.
we also took inspiration from anime, of course, manga like Initial D. Yeah, and also even for the music, we think it's something really important, and we are super happy to be working with T. Lopez for that.
Yeah, the interviews are much better than the last event.
So the
Jessica,
game
that's
is
true.
basically a single-player
The last
experience.
event was
I think what we tried
terrible.
with Dense Attack since the beginning is to keep that surprise factor when you first see a train tweaking and jumping and
Yeah,
doing
it
all
is
this
hard to
crazy
understand.
stuff. But
I
we
don't
really
understand everything you're
wanted
talking
these
about, but I
surprises
feel
to
like
keep
I have to
coming,
pretend
so
like I
each
do
level
since I'm
has to
here
feel fresh
on the
and
microphone,
surprising.
but
So
I
you
don't
start with that
understand
train doing
everything
tricks,
you're
but
saying
then you get the Ferris wheel, you get the boss fights that you can see in the trailer, and we just want all this adventure to always keep being as fresh as possible. Dense Attack is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC next year, 2026.
PS5,
and
PC,
if you enjoyed the
Xbox.
trailer and the game, please visit it.
2026.
Up next, it is time to rock and roll all over the forces and faces of evil, because now it's time for my jam.
This is my jam. Honey, I have to catch the 9:15 train to work. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to take that train to work. That seems dangerous. Life-threatening train to work. Here's my jam, created from in-game jam tracks. So this is a game about music, where all the trees are pulsating. My jam.
Coming up next, we're about to take on the forces of the sludge god themselves. Awesome name, by the way,
Yeah,
because
I
this
said
is a
that.
developer
That's my
interview with the
jam,
minds
yo.
behind John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Toxic Commando. Here we go. This game looks fun.
My name is Tim Willits. I am the Chief Creative Officer at Saber Interactive. Toxic Commando is a 4-player co-op game where you are part of a squad and you fight thousands and thousands of infected in this containment zone.
Yeah, I like that music game. It did seem pretty
We
chill.
quickly realized that a lot
Toxic
of the
Commando.
ideas
Looks like
and
an 80s
design was
action
inspired by the iconic movies of Carpenter. So we reached out to him. He was super awesome. He's given me feedback on story and plot.
This
we
game
have
looks
like
kinda
cool
fun. I feel
kick-ass
like
John
Caitlin would
Carpenter
play this
music. He's
game.
led us to this
I think we would
personality,
enjoy
this
this.
uniqueness, and this flavor
Let's
and
look at the
vibe that the
music.
game has. From the main menu to the story to the action, it has that Carpenter style to it. It was very inspirational. If you are a Carpenter fan, look for things that may represent those movies. When you see things, you're like, oh, that's in that movie, or oh, that's in that
Wait,
movie.
it's
Just keep
supposed
your
to
eyes
be
open.
like
Before
an
playing
Arnold
Toxic
movie?
Commando, you gotta watch 4 movies. You gotta watch Escape from New York, The Thing, the
Oh,
original
Escape from New
Halloween,
York.
and Big Trouble
That's
in
the
Little
movie
China.
that
You'll get the horror,
Snake is
you'll get
based
the
off
action,
of.
and you'll get
I've
the over the
seen
top.
that movie.
Nobody half-asses it this time. Ruby.
So the first time you play Toxic
that
Commando
Escape
with
from New
your
York movie
gaming
is
buddies,
intense.
bring up the menu, look around
And
for
I
some
found
spare
out
parts
later, I was like,
to
wow, the character
arm
looks
your
just like
turrets
Snake.
and your defenses.
And it's like, yep,
Make
that
sure
was the
you're geared
inspiration
up
for
before
Metal
you have
Gear,
to
was
fight
that
thousands
movie.
of infected. If you've loved playing World War Z and
do
Space
this.
Marine 2, along
Comrades
with games like
Granddaddy
Left 4
Talk.
Dead
Okay.
and Back 4 Blood,
This movie
then
was
Toxic
inspired by
Commando is
80s
the game
action
for
movies.
you.
What could
John
possibly
Carpenter's
go
Toxic
wrong?
Commando will launch early 26.
This
It'll
movie
be on
was-
all your
I
favorite
mean, this game
platforms,
was fun.
PC, Xbox,
I would
and
like to play
PlayStation,
this on the
and
channel
we
if
have
it is not
cross-play,
M-rated.
so you can play with your friends on whatever platforms they
I
like.
think this deserves a Gamers Let's Play story. Huh?
Thank you very much to the devs over at John Carpenter's Toxic Commando for that interview. Up next, we are speaking to the legendary Suda51 about his upcoming project, Romeo is a Dead Man.
You're gonna die in about 15 seconds. Seriously? Seriously. Don't worry. I made this just in case. The Dead Gear Life Support System.
I'm Goichi Suda, commonly known as Suda51. I'm the CEO of Grasshopper Manufacturer. On Romeo is a Dead Man, been working as producer and director, scenario writer, and I've also been doing some debugging as well.
From now on, you're Dead Man.
Everybody loves Back to the Future, right? Well, basically what Romeo is a Dead Man is what if in Back to the Future, Marty died at the beginning? What the hell would happen? How would he turn out? What's going to happen to the story, you know? If you want to find out how that would work out, then play Romeo is a Dead Man. What if there was a game where you could time travel to different eras and there was different zombies, there's different time periods, like zombies from 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and they kind of gradually evolved and have different characteristics and abilities and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, what if I just mashed up all these ideas together with Back to the Future and Rick and Morty and time travel and
Romeo's
zombies?
a Dead Man. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult to take all these different elements and actually make them fit together. But yeah, we did our best. It's basically sort of a fast-paced action game, like a lot of the games that we've done. And there's a couple things that I'm really looking forward to seeing how players react to. One of them is it's not parry-based combat; it's more dodge-based movement during combat and stuff. I think we did a pretty good job with that. Also, there's, I guess the most understandable way to put it would be basically zombie cultivation. There's not only enemy zombies in the game, they're called rotters, but there's also another type of zombies that are known as bastards, which you grow yourself and in a garden, and they become your pals.
Juliet a widow
sort of
then?
equip
I don't
them
know.
and use them as skills, activate them during battle. I think that part in particular, it's something that you're probably not going to find in any other game, and it's pretty interesting and fun to play with, all the different combinations and mechanics. That's something that I'm really looking forward to players check it out and see what they think.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you a spirit? I'm on your back. What?
So, here at Gamescom, we've been meeting with a lot of people from the media, having them play the demo, doing interviews and stuff like this. So far, the response from people who've played the game has been really good. People saying stuff like, this is the best game at Gamescom right now. This is the #1 title here. May even exist somewhere, as far as I know. But I think it's doing pretty good. Once you start reading the articles and watching the videos that are going to be coming out of this trip here to Gamescom, you'll get a pretty good idea of what kind of game it is, what to expect. So yeah, look forward to it. It's going to be an awesome game. So Romeo is a Dead Man will be coming out next year, probably. And it'll be coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. We're hoping to get it on Switch too. It's not definite yet. We're still working on it. But yeah, also we're not sure if it's going to be coming out before GTA 6 or after GTA 6, or we might just go all in and release it on the same day. We're not sure yet.
Thank you very much to Suda51 for that amazing developer interview. Up next, we're off to the world of Dying Light the Beast, where we also spoke to the devs about what makes this latest installment so utterly chaotic.
Dying Beast? Oh, this is really bad.
I'm Nathan Lemaire. I'm the game director for Dying Light the Beast. In Dying Light the Beast, we are playing as Kyle Crane, the returning hero from the first Dying Light. He was actually being held captive for 13 years, and he was being experimented on. So when he escapes, basically he's just seeking revenge against the people that are actually used him as a test subject. What was important for us at the beginning for Dying Light the Beast is that we took the best from Dying Light 1,
Oh!
the best from Dying Light 2,
Oh my
and we put it
gosh.
together to create this kind of best experience possible. So you will get back to with a parkour that is more grounded, more physical, more closer to Dying Light 1 feeling. Same is for like the physicality and the hit reaction on zombies. Like we wanted to make a step forward and to make sure that hitting zombies just feels fun and, you know, kinda diverse. Like there is no situation that is the same. It's always like kinda renewing itself because of the physics and the ragdolls and so on.
Yeah, the Romeo thing seems like a cyberpunk. Oh.
There is also the fact that we wanted to create new settings. With Castor Woods, we have created this unique kinda touristic station located in the Swiss Alps. It's a beautiful zombie apocalypse, I can say, because this is where people would go to vacations before the fall happened. A very good setting as well because it's very diverse, I would say. You have like you have a city, you have industrial park, and some other biomes that make the game always kinda renewing itself.
Oh, you're hitting them with your car. Oh my god.
I'm super excited for people to test our new weapons, such as the flamethrower or saw blade launcher. We did put a lot of effort into making this game very satisfying, visually satisfying zombie game and slashing zombie apocalypse. The Beast mode is one of our, new feature. Like it features a complete new skill tree, and it's really an ability that grows over time with Kyle. It's also a central part of the story itself. And with the Beast mode, we wanted to have like this kind of very like unleashing power, where suddenly you are not a prey at all. Like you are an ultimate predator. Like you can basically smash zombies, tear them apart completely, use your ability to jump higher, run faster, and it's like really like the ultimate kind of ability for Kyle Crane. So Dying Light the Beast is coming out September 19th on PS5, Xbox One X, and PC.
Alright. That goes to the most gruesome game I've seen. Xbox and
there
PS5.
we have it, my friends. That was the Future Games Show Best of Gamescom. Hope you enjoyed it.
We'd like to take a moment to formally apologise to your wallet, but to be fair, it's not our fault all those games look so good.
No, absolutely, don't come for us. If you want to wishlist any of the games in this show, or any of our shows, go to the Future Game Show Steam page.
But until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Can I go play Lego Batman then?
Yeah, go on then. Go on, off you go.
Be safe, be nice to the other kids.
He's slint. Oh, he's crying.
Oh, God's sakes, you got plaster.
Go on, let's go, Evan.
That's it? Wow, that was it. That was everything. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was it, guys. Well, I don't know what to say. Actually, little Zelda's on my lap. So yeah, if you guys missed it, we can just rewind to the very beginning where they showed the Crossworlds. There we go. There's Lego Batman. So this is what everybody came for. And I'm excited about Lego Batman
and
Crossworlds
a Death Claw.
That
Finally.
was anticlimactic. I thought they were going to show something cool at the end.
But of course, Wukong, arguably the biggest follow-up 2024's Black Myth Wukong. Arguably the biggest surprise of the night, though, was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, an evolution of the series similar to the recent Skywalker saga that features an open-world Gotham, an Arkham-style combat overhaul, and a story that's set to incorporate key moments of Batman's cinematic history. Coming in 2026, it looks set to scratch that Arkham itch that your doctor says isn't a real medical condition. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. But I tell you what, why don't we just cut to the chase and give you a hands-on with this bad boy? I'll pass over now to myself
Yeah,
live
so here's the
at the scene
hands-on
of the crime.
again with the Batman Legend of the Dark Knight.
LEGO
that
Batman
ended so
Legacy of the
abruptly,
Dark
like-
Knight mixes the usual LEGO
That was
chaos
such an
with
abrupt
mechanics
ending.
clearly inspired by the
And such a
Arkham
short,
games. But the aspect of the game that really shines
And I
like a
think that's
bat
the last
signal in the
screen
sky
this week.
is the deep love for Batman's history. So I can tell you what I thought of this game, right? But who cares? I liked it, it's really good, you should play it. How about instead I take you on a tour of some of the best Batman references I spotted? You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
The first thing I got to play was a section set in the open world of Gotham City, and what a beauty
Instead
it
of
was.
henchmen, it
Billboards
says
for
hench
action
person.
news were plastered across buildings, identical to the ones in Batman 89. You can even see Vicky Vale
they have
and
a lot of
Alexander Knox are set
89
to host
references.
GBC News, so we might see some more of them in the game too. On one
Oh,
rooftop, I
that's
stumbled
Vicky
across a
Vale and the
collectible rubber duck,
boss.
which I'm pretty sure is a nod to the Penguin and his Duckmobile thing from Batman Returns. Speaking of Oswald Cobblepot, I also spotted a campaign poster that looked awfully similar to his Mayor Penguin posters.
Yep.
Then during a
So
street
a lot
fight, I
of
noticed
Batman,
posters warning of a
80s
cat
Batman
burglar hyping up
references.
Harvey Dent, promoting a quiz night hosted by everyone's least favourite trophy enthusiast, and even one poster advertising the services of a rat catcher. Yeah, you remember that guy?
We did
Then
play
as the
the
camera
Batman
whipped
Telltale
round, I
games,
caught a quick glance at some
but we
graffiti
played them on
referencing
Nightwing
the
01.
Court of Owls, the shadowy organisation who rule Gotham from the shadows and send the undead talons
Yeah, we did have
to
fun
do
with
their
those
bidding.
though.
The next part of the demo though saw Batman and Gordon infiltrating Ace Chemicals to shut down the Red Hood gang, who were cooking up a new toxin to terrorise Gotham with. While the Red Hood has been a staple of Batman lore for a long time now, the Red Hood gang as a concept, and their leader being Red Hood 1, comes directly from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Zero Year, where the duo reimagined Batman's origin for the New 52 era. When Red Hood showed off his toxin, it was in a bottle labelled STYX, the laugh-inducing chemical favoured by Jack Nicholson's Joker.
With a new secret ingredient. Smiley. What is it?
Then the demo's explosive finale leaned heavily into Batman 89, recreating several iconic lines and visuals in glorious
Oh, there we
Lego
go.
form.
Keaton
dance
Batman.
with the devil
Literally
in the pale
recreating scenes.
But my absolute favourite deep cut, well, had to be this one. I accidentally knocked a Red Hood goon into a chemical vat, and he yelled,
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
exactly like the panicked bank guard at the beginning of Batman Forever.
1995.
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
Oh my god.
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
Wow, they put so many references into
So there you have
this.
it, a deep dive into the Easter eggs of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Trust me, this game is shaping up to be more fun than a bat credit card with no spending limit. And you can enjoy it when it releases in 2026.
That was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Up next, we are speaking to the one, the only, the legendary Randy Pitchford about Borderlands 4.
Alright, guys. So, anyway,
I'm Randy Pitchford. I'm the founder.
Well, anyways, guys and gals, so there was a cool Crossroads commercial also, but I just can't find it at the moment. But yeah, at least this was a lot more fun than some of, at least one. Most of the streams this week were pretty fun, but this was a nice recap. Honestly, this was kind of short, but it was nice they put an effort into doing a nice recap of anything you missed. So, they put the main games that were showcased at Gamescom. If you guys missed the stream, I did put all the time codes in, so you can go back and watch wherever the time codes are. So I hope you guys had a fun Gamescom week. My dream is actually maybe we can go to Gamescom one day, because I love... it would be fun to go with Luke. Maybe we could see castles or something in Germany if we went some year. Who knows? But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought. And later today there should be more streams and videos. I don't know what streams are set up. It's whatever Luke set up last night. So that's probably what's happening today. Thanks so much, guys. And a Batman video did go up today. So don't forget to check that out. A new Batman video about Arkham Combat in LEGO Batman 4. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I really had fun hanging out with you guys. And I'll see you guys later today for more streams and videos. Thanks for watching. God bless. Happy gaming. See ya.